So we are here again, and we have Pokemons again.
And I'm cold.
And she's cold because it's getting cooler out. Anyway, we have a different product today. We don't have Vivid Voltage packs from the Pizza Ranch. We have Shining Fates Pikachu V boxes. So we get a couple of bonuses out of this. Number one is more Pikachus for her collection. And then the other one is we get packs inside of Shining Fates, which we haven't opened a whole lot of, if any, that I can remember.
I don't think we've opened any.
I can't remember any, but that's all right because, more is better, right? So this will give us, a little bit of a different opportunity to get some different cards. But the additional yay team out of that is we can get trainer cards and supporters and possibly other Pokemon that could be used in, like that deck that we've worked on off and on over several videos. That Steelix deck with the metal guys. So that'll give us a little added bonus. If we find something good in here, we can be using that for that deck or for another deck for that matter. I don't know what's in this set. I haven't done any research on it, mostly because I'm lazy, but partly also because I just haven't gotten around to it.
Get a look at the...
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the new artwork they do on a lot of the cards. I think they look fantastic compared to some of the other stuff.
See, I'd show you the smaller one, but look at it's a little easier to see.
Yeah,
the big one.
See the big ones. They make a good reference tool. Reference tool. Mostly tool. Alright, so there we go. There's our packs. One bad thing about opening all these packs is we end up with all this garbage.
Yeah, the problem is a lot of...
But that's alright. So we got 12 packs out of them 3 boxes. So we got 6 each to open. And we'll take a little more time than we have on some of the other videos, like when we did the Vivid Voltage video. Because we were opening the same packs over and over again. These are different. So we'll open these a little bit slower and maybe talk about some of the cards that are in there.
I don't think I've opened any of these
I'm going to
before.
go first this time.
I don't have fingernails.
Get rid of that card there. So
Can't.
here's a Yanma. These again are all the basics. There's a Morpeko, which is kind of like a Pikachu that wears funny makeup or something. I'm not sure. Here's an Eevee with Signs of Evolution, which is kind of good. Gossifleur. Another. I got 2 Yanmas in the same pack.
Oh, you're going to be upset what I have.
That's really crazy. Look at this. I've never seen that happen before. Well, I have, but never.
That's cool.
But where'd it go? Yeah, look at there. There's 2 Yanmas. 2 of the same card in the pack. A Bunnelby, which is a really crazy looking hollow card, but it's kind of neat. Boss's Order. Now there's a card. This one, for example, this one allows you to have your opponent switch their active with one of their bench. So this card is actually a very highly sought after. So I'm very happy we got that. Team Yell Towel. I don't heal 50 damage from both active. Probably not going to use that. And here's a Rusted Shield. Zamenta V gets 70 HP. So if you play that card, that's a good card to have. And then an Eldegoss, which isn't much. The Boss's Order was a great card to get.
I got Grookey. Witzel.
Another Yanma. That's 3 in 2 packs.
Trapinch.
Yep.
Shinx.
Yeah, Shinx.
Volcanion. Psychic Energy. Floatzel.
Yep.
Lexio. Rusted Sword. You can attach it to your Zaichan V. You'll do 30 more.
Yep.
And Full Art Phalanx.
Wow, look at that. A Phalanx or a Phalanx, whatever it is.
Let's see.
So she got her full art right out of the box. That's a good start. Shinx, Coughing. Again, these are all pretty much commons, so we're not too crazy. Rowlet's got nothing for its ability that's really any good. Chewtile. I got a Reverse Foil Celebi, which is a Reverse Foil rare. And I'll have to look at that card a little closer to see if it's any good. And then we got a Thievul, which comes from that Nickit. I think that little fox thing. And again, nothing great there. Not cards that we're looking for. There's a Rusted Shield. So if we end up getting this, how do you pronounce that? Zamazenta V. If we end up getting some of those and building a deck out of it, those can be very useful.
Spinarak. Koufant. Glossifer. Snum. Coughing.
Another Yanma. Gee whiz.
Zardoon. Fighting
boy,
Energy.
Somebody's very busy on the phone today.
Lexio. Thwacky. What does his ability do? If you have a stadium play, this Pokemon is no retreat. Not bad.
Hmm.
And another Rusted Shield.
Another Rusted Shield. So we got some of those to work with. Coughing, Gossifleur, Cacnea, Chewtile, Eevee. There's a regular foil Snobble, which, I don't know. It's alright. Oh, there we go. That's a card I've been looking for. Now here again, strategy in a deck. Okay, this is the Crobat. Okay, I'll show that a little closer. You can see that.
Hopefully.
The Crobat has an ability that says when you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. So you know how we've talked about getting additional cards in your hand to make your hand better, to make your game play better. This is a great card for that. And then there's just a Fire Energy and a Cramorant and a Thwacky. So, and a Rusted Sword. Okay. So that was a good card.
Snom, Trapinch, Weasel, Nickit, Chinx, Hollow Hatchram, Dreadnought, Metal Energy, Eldegoss, Gym Trainer. This one's kind of cool. It's a supporter. You draw 2 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 2 more.
So you draw 4 if you got knocked out last turn.
And Camarant and Dekus Gnome.
So again, another trainer that would be potential to slide into a deck that we haven't had yet because we haven't opened any of these cards yet. So that's a good thing. All right, here we go. Morpeko or Morpeko, or if you want to call it that. Eevee, Gossifleur. A lot of the same stuff you're seeing here as you've seen in the previous packs. Reverse Hollows Buizel, and look at there. Cinderace. I've never seen this Pokemon before.
That's the fire starter.
If a stadium is in play, this Pokemon has no retreat. So again, if you're looking at the abilities on some of your Pokemon to see what they can do and things, free retreat with a stadium in play of any kind is good. Fire Energy, Eldegoss, Cramorant, and Ball Guy. Search your deck for the 3 different item cards that have the word ball in them. Reveal them and put them in your hand. Decent, something that could potentially be used. Good stuff.
Got Coughing, Cacnea, Glosifer, Snom, Trapinch, Reverse Howl, Dreadnought. What does his ability do?
I don't know.
This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance.
Okay.
Zardude, Fire Energy. Another Rusted Sword, Luxio, Thwacky. That's it.
Alright, here we go. Trapinch, Shinx, Rowlet, Eevee. You've seen all these already. Morpeko, Lightning Energy, the Ball Guy again, Dartix, Eldegoss. Weezing is the reverse foil, and look at there. There is a Dhelmise V. Now, this is a regular art. If any of your grass Pokemon were knocked out by damage during your opponent's last turn, the attack does 90 more damage. So for 1 energy, in theory, you could be doing 120 damage, which by math is really good. And then Giga Hammer does 200. You can't use it the next turn. But another chase card. So we did pretty good on these.
Alright, we got Cacnea, Toodle, Spinarak, Goofant, Glosifer, Eldegoss. That'd be a good pre-release pack. Psychic Energy, Luxio, Thwacky, the Rusted Shield, and Crobat.
Another Crobat. That's fantastic.
No, this is the Dynamax version.
Oh, that's the Dynamax. That's the VMAX.
VMAX.
Okay. Well, all right. But that's and again another ultra rare, another chase card. Cacnea, Goofant, I think it's called. Some of the names I'm not real familiar with. Eevee, Yanma, they're all new. There's a cool art Reshiram. It's got that real funny textured art that we've seen some other packs. Another Boss's Order, which is great. But I only got 1 foil in that pack, so that was kind of meh. And the Gym Trainer and the Yell Towel and Luxio. So, not great. But that's all my packs for this one.
And last pack. Morpeko, Toodles, Nickit, Gertie, Yama, Poltegeist.
Oh, that's another one of those fancy art pictures. And again, it's only
not
one.
as cool as that one.
Well, no, but it's still cool.
Dreadnought, this energy.
Yep.
Team Yellowtail, Eldegoss, Luxio.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of the fancier cards that we got that you saw. There's that cool Reshiram. I'm really excited about getting that Crobat because every deck that I watch guys online play, they're using that Crobat as a draw engine. And it's a great card for that. Boss's Order, wonderful to have a few of those because they are really good staple cards in the format. There's a Sobble that's foil. There's that other funny looking thing that's foil. And there's that Crobat that's got the Dark Ascent. That's really cool. And then there's this VMAX version, so you can actually take him up to 300 HP, becomes an evolution, and lots of good stuff can happen with that if you decide to use it that way. Most people just use this one. And there's the Phalanx. I've actually seen a deck with Phalanx that's really good. It's kind of a cheap deck, cheesy deck, but it's pretty cool to see how
Cheesy decks are fun.
they can be. So there's kind of what we got. And of course, you saw these. We got 3 of these regular size. We got 3 giant ones too, but search your deck for the 2 energy and attach them to your Pokemon. Again, Energy Accelerator is great. Thunderbolt for 200 for 3 energy and discard all the energy. So there's ways to play this, and if we do end up coming across one of the cards that you really need to make a deck like this work, we'll show them to you. Because there's one Pokemon that you can use as an Energy Accelerator that's really good for that deck. We'll show that to you in the future sometime. But there again, there you can see we got 12 out of 12 packs. We got some pretty good pulls. Now these are just rares. They're not ultra rares. Excuse me, this one. These are all just rares, but they're cool artwork. So we always put this aside. These 6 are the ultra rares. So 1 out of every 2 packs had a chase card in it, so that's pretty good. And we got 2 of these nice supporters. So we got some good
2
stuff.
2 per box.
Right. 2 per every other pack.
Well, no, sorry, we had 5 ultra rares.
Oh yeah, those don't count. 5 ultra rares. So that's almost 2 per pack, or 1 every other pack. So that's pretty good math. So we like that. That's a good one. And I think if I may, I might take my deck and try to add a couple of those.
We'll make that another video.
No, I'm going to put it in this video just so we
Okey-dokey.
can stretch this video out just a little bit. Because we're running out of things to do on this one, so we'll show it. So you guys, maybe you remember this deck if you've watched the other videos. And if you haven't, you should because they're fun to watch.
I think I just put the video out of that this week.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was when you were playing it this week.
Sure.
Either way.
Sure, yeah.
We still need to do a live stream.
We are going to do a live stream yet. We've
Eventually.
keep putting it off because of scheduling conflicts.
Things keep happening.
Yeah, there's just too much life and not enough time. You know how that is.
Maybe we should just, as a recording, let's just do it tomorrow. Just put the pedal to the metal.
We'll see. I got to see what I can do. I don't know. All right, so we don't need to change energies too much. We're gonna.
Scooby.
What's that dog doing? We're going to go through our trainers and supporters and things like that and try to come up with a little bit better plan based off of having those new supporters. Because here's the thing, gang. If you have this Boss's Order and you have a guy up front, let's say you have this Steelix up front and he's ready to attack, and they've got a weak, easy prize on the bench, you can play this card down and make them bring it up, and then you can knock it out for an easy prize. So I always think cards like that can be really good. They're very disruptive. They can be really a nuisance when they use them against you. So here's what we have for our trainer engine and things. There should be one more of those Boss's Orders, I think. I don't know what that towel does, but...
Heal 50 damage from both active Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I'm just pulling stuff out, see what we got.
So I think I'm also going to put the Crobat in this deck. I just think that that's a card that should be used. Every time I've watched it in videos, it's just been a great card. So we're going to put the Crobat in our deck too. And I'm probably going to take out probably a Stunfisk just because we don't use those very often.
Oh, this would be so fun for a deck.
What's that?
It's this Weezing, Galarian Weezing.
Oh, yeah.
Its ability, as long as this Pokemon is active at spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play have no ability except for neutralizing gas, which is the name of his ability.
Yep, and that's...
For 1 dark energy, your opponent's active Pokemon has no poison. Put 4 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon during Pokemon checkup.
Yeah, there is actually a deck with the Weezings in it that I watched on one of the videos.
That'd be fun.
So we're going to look through this and change out a couple of cards. Like this Expedition Uniform isn't a great card for us, but we played it because it was what we had. We're going to put in the boss's order. And playing 2 or 3 of these in a deck is probably enough just for disruption purposes and that. And we'll probably take this one out too, and we'll play that boss's order as well. Now, as we continue to open other things and try to continue to broaden our selection of cards that we have, there are other things that I'm going to be looking for, like quick balls and things like that. We had the level ball in here. We must have took it out.
Yeah, I must have. But if we get more things in this deck, like right now, we don't have anything with a ball in it. This
Right.
guy would be good.
Yeah,
if we
right,
picked a quick
exactly.
ball.
Yep, the guy with the ball in his name could be something that could be used. Anyway, that gives us a little bit more firepower in our deck. It gives us a little more variety. We've got a fair amount of draw power. The Crobat's going to help with that for our draw engine. And, you know, it's just taking the clunky out and making this deck run a little smoother. That's all we're really looking to do. So, I think in the meantime, we will put this deck away and get on with another project. So I want to take an opportunity to say thank you all very much for tuning in and checking out our Pokemon videos. If you like what we're doing, please comment below and let us know what you like, what you don't, what we can make better, what we can make worse, whatever it is. Thumb us up so we know you like the videos. Share to everybody and everything you've got out there. So that
Your mother, your grandma, your sister, your brother, your uncle.
Even your imaginary
Your
friends.
neighbors.
Absolutely. And of course, subscribe, please, because we need subscribers.
Doesn't cost anything.
We got to get our numbers up so we can give our next prize away. When we get to 1,000, that's our goal, is to give away another prize. So, in the meantime, thanks for joining us. We will see you soon. And remember, gang, all it takes is a little effort. You can do it too. Take care.